Yes, am I audible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Class, in the last class, we have completed the derivation of the lens formula. No? Magnification also we did. This was completed. And what? Have you written everything? This part also has been written? Or is there anything left? Written or not?
Did right.
You didn't write this part?
No, we wrote m is equal to minus b by u. That was the last time.
Okay, this part you have written. Okay. See class. Magnification is V by U. Focal length 1 by focal length is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. This is the lens formula. In everything in ray optics, you have to apply the sign conventions. Okay. Where do you not have to apply the sign convention? Is just the topic optical instruments. There are just three optical instruments rather. There you just don't have to apply the sign convention. Otherwise, everywhere you have to apply it. Now, these rules are exactly the same. The magnification rules are exactly the same. If you take the magnitude, if the magnitude is equal to 1, images of the same size. If it is greater than 1, then in the image is enlarged. And if it is lesser than 1, then it is diminished. Now, if we take the negative sign tells that the image is real and inverted. And positive sign tells that the image is virtual and erect. This much. Now, let's practice a question, then you can write everything. This is your NCRT question. Back exercise. It's a very good question for the combination of lens. And pay attention. See, there are three lenses connected. Connected in the sense given to us. This is a convex lens, focal length plus 10 centimeter. Focal length of a convex is positive, concave is negative. So focal length 2 is minus 10, focal length 3 is plus 30 centimeters. Okay. It just find the final position of the image. So this is our object O1, which is put at a distance of 30 centimeter in front of the lens. Focal length is 10 centimeters. So what we do for the final position, we need to get the individual positions first. This is how you have to solve every equation, okay? So let's say this is the first lens. This is the second lens. This is the third lens. Now for the first lens, I'm writing the things. Now see, object distance, U which is present here. Now see, Muniba, can you tell me what is the object distance for the first? Muniba.
30.
30. Object distance, real object, obviously it will be negative, minus 30. If you won't put the sign convention, your answer will come exactly the opposite, wrong. Image will be formed where the object is present, which is not true in this case. Put the sign convention, class. Focal length for this is U1, this is F1. So focal length is plus 10 centimeters. Now we want to get the value of V1 first. We'll see where it is placed. Marwa, can you tell me which formula is suitable here?
Yes, ma'am. V
Hmm?
equals to V equals to 1 by f minus 1 by.
What's the lens formula, Marwa?
Lens formula is 1 by f equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v.
Error formula. Like then 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u, Marwa. Okay. So 1 by f1 will be 1 by v1 minus 1 by u1. From your u1 and f are present, only v1 is missing. You will be able to calculate v1. See, 1 by v1 will be equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by u1. Put in the value 1 by 10 minus 1 by 30. Multiply it with 3. This will be 2 by 30. 1 by v1 is equal to 2 by 30. So v1 is equal to 15 centimeters. All right, we have got the first image of it. means where the first image would be formed. Can any one of you, anybody, tell me where V1 will actually be found by looking at the figure and the rest of the dimensions that are given? We are getting 15 centimeter. Where do you think the image will be present? Tell me at least the landmark for it. Which lens? Three lenses are there. Zainab. Yeah, it will be behind it, but where? Dimensions are given. Look, you are right. It will be formed because it is plus. Plus means it is obviously on the other side, opposite to the object. That is correct. But where? 15 centimeter is coming where? Yes, Aisha.
First lens.
First lens is your object placed at 30 centimeter. You are getting the image 15 centimeter from the first lens.
The F3.
Third lens. Yes. On the principal focus. Third lens. Let's see, Aisha, you're right. Look, this much is 5 centimeter given. From this lens to this lens, this is given as 10 centimeter. Total is how much? 15 centimeter. That's what we had, 15 centimeter from our first lens. V is equal to plus 15 centimeter signifies that 15 centimeter beyond your first lens. So here, let's say our first image I dash will be formed, or I1 you can say. I1 better. Let's say I1 is formed here. So because this will be how the ray of light will be formed, because other lenses are present, so obviously this image will not be there. But you can't solve everything in one go, because you need to see the light ray which is incident on the second ray. This is a real object, but this light ray is just incident on the first surface. So for this concave lens, now pay attention guys, for this concave lens, the light ray that is acting as the object distance, the light is this one. Where it is coming from? It is coming from I1, right? So this I1, which is the intermediate image, now acts as the virtual object. The virtual image will act as the virtual object for concave lens, right? This will act as the virtual object for the concave lens. Now, Jasleen, you tell me what will be the object distance for this concave lens. I told you what the object is. Tell me what will be the object distance?
Minus 35 centimeters.
Minus how much?
Minus 35.
By 35. See, what is the object for the second lens? Concave lens. Even no, this is the object. Don't look at this. These rays are falling on this lens. This ray of light is falling on this lens. That is over. You will see where is this ray of light coming from if it acts as the object distance. This is from the first convex lens. So
Minus
how do we see the object distance from the optical center to the object? Now tell.
minus 5.
Where is your object, Jasleen? First tell me where is the object? In which object for U2? Object for second lens, where is it? Where is it? What is acting? Question is Zainab, that what is the object for the second lens? This is my question right now. First question is this only. What is the object for the concave lens? Yes, Jasleen, I have repeated this right now. Yes, Jasleen. What did I tell you? What is the object for the second lens? Yes, Zainab, correct. Image formed by the first lens. You're not paying attention, this means. I just asked you what is the object for the second lens. See, Jasleen, this is the image formed over here. Now this ray of light is falling on the concave lens. Not this ray. This ray is just for the first lens. The ray of light is falling here. Okay. So this will be our object. I1 will be the object. And how do we see the object distance? How do we calculate the object distance? Zainab is right that this image I1 is acting as the object for the second lens. How do we calculate? We see from the optical center the separation to the image or object basically. That's how we take the object distance. How did you choose the object distance here? 30 centimeter separated from the optical centimeter, so minus 30 centimeter. If your object right now is this, you don't see the rays or anything. No, you see the object distance from the principal axis. On the principal axis, everything is there. So I1 is there and this is there. What's the separation? It's clear cut given as 10 centimeters. Now is that clear? Jesslyn, you tell me now what's the object distance that has to be put in?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Say
10 centimeter.
plus or minus.
Minus.
Why minus?
Oh, sorry, behind plus 10 centimeter.
Plus 10 centimeter. Because see, this is formed on the right side of the lens. So plus 10 centimeters. Now, is that clear to all of you? That was just the main part of this question, that your U2 will be plus 10 centimeter. Object distance is always measured from your principal axis. You don't see where the light rays are going. Just check the light ray which is incident is coming from where. Is it coming from your real object? In this question, it wasn't coming from the real object. Real object we've already seen. This ray of light was actually, the object is here. Choose the object, choose the optical center, take the separation, that's it. Then see the sign conventions, done. Now see, this ray of light will obviously be refracted by this. The concave lens will obviously act as a diverging lens. Somewhere it will form the image. Let's see that. Focal length is minus 10 centimeter. F2 is minus 10 centimeters. Now let us see where this image is formed. Jobita, what's the formula to be applied over here to calculate V2? Yes, Jobita. Jobita, you there? Yeah.
1 by V2 equal to 1 by F2 plus 1 by U1.
U2.
U2.
Correct. See, we'll be applying the length formula. 1 by F2 is equal to 1 by V2 minus 1 by U2. This is the length formula. Start with the length formula. 1 by F is equal to 1 by minus. Okay. Minus is within the formula. So 1 by V2 will be 1 by F2 plus 1 by U2. Now put in the value. 1 by V2 will be, this is 1 by minus 10. Object distance is plus 1 by 10. Because this is positive, this is negative. Right? This is how we are putting it. We're just putting the values like this. Yes, Aisha. What's V2? Just tell me what's V2. Aisha,
Yes, ma'am.
V2 value.
2 by 10.
Parva,
Yes,
V2,
ma'am.
value of V2.
Value of V2 is
0.
Correct. 0. Very good. So, Jobita answered, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Jobita, V2 I said.
V2.
You're right. Just think a little bit. Is it V2 what you're answering?
Yes.
You're answering 1 by V2. C class, others, Aisha. Minus sign is here. How are you adding it? Is it 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10? How can it be 2 by 10? Minus is there. Minus 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 is 0. Got it, Aisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this was minus, no? Because of it. And Yobita, you are answering 1 by V2 is 0, no? So V2 will be, now answer,
Infinite.
infinity. Got it, Jobita? This part is
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So it means final images formed at infinity for the second lens. Means the image is formed at infinity. Now that cannot be drawn, obviously. I'm marking it as infinity. Now, class, when the object is at infinity, okay, if the object distance is at infinity, see, what is the rule? The second, now the image that is formed, wherever this I2 will be formed at infinity, I2 will act as the object for the third lens, as we did for the second one, right? So for the third lens, the object distance will be infinity. The image distance will act as the object distance for the successive lens. U3 is infinity. Now, focal length here is plus 30 centimeter. The focal lengths are given from the question only. F3 will be plus 30 centimeter. Zainab, can you tell me V3 directly without applying the lens law? What should be the value of V3 by any logic? Yes, Zainab? Muniba? Any rule that we have studied by which you think this can be answered? Okay. Yes, correct. Right. See, Aisha, you are absolutely right. Zainab, why a negative sign? Aisha is correct. See, when the object is at infinity, image is formed at the focus. You don't even need to solve this. In fact, even if you solve it, this will be 1 by V3 minus 1 by U3. That is, this is 1 by infinity is 0, means this term is 0. V3 is directly equal to F3. And by logic also, ray diagram we have studied, whenever the object is at infinity, image is formed at the focus. So V3 will be at the focus only. So focus is plus 30, this will also be plus 30 centimeter. Why negative sign? No negative sign, okay. Now the question says, see, 30 centimeter means somewhere here, let's say, at a distance of 30 centimeter from this lens, the final image has been formed. Question is final position of the image. This is asking with respect to O1. This question particularly asked with respect to O1. So now I don't think so it's tough from O1 to calculate this. 30 plus this 5 plus this 10 plus this 30 again. That's it. So 30, 30, 60, 75 centimeters. So total distance will be 30 centimeter plus 30 centimeter plus 30 centimeter plus 5 centimeter. That is 75 centimeter from the object. Because you'll have to answer with respect to the object unless stated with respect to the convex lens. If the question says calculate the final position of image, from the problem is that why am I calculating it from O1? Because the real object is O1. You will calculate anything with respect to O1. That's your real object. Other images were formed that we took as the virtual object and all. So is this question now clear to all of you? And I hope lens formula and everything is revised by now. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Only Muriba?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this part just copy, then we'll start with optical instruments. Two topics are left, optical instruments and prism. Write it. Aisha and Marwa, your class will be arranged this week. 1 hour class will be there for a portion of AC and EM waves, okay? You will be informed about the timings. And Aisha, for your exam, see, your entire syllabus is coming and the date is just 17 November, which is, I think it's just 2 weeks time is there, no? So we'll not be able to come. Even if I put your extra classes, you'll not be able to understand anything in this. So pay attention. See, ray optics will be done. Ray optics is the heaviest chapter. Okay, do your first book very well. If time permits, then definitely I'll try to cover wave optics. Lens formula. You didn't write magnification. Okay, this was also left. Okay.
Ma'am, I don't have first book. Just the chapters I told, semiconductors, atoms, nuclear, all those, like half of the syllabus. The
Okay,
next
okay.
board will have full.
Okay, okay. What is the
The
syllabus,
next,
Aisha?
the next pre-board I'll have full syllabus, but this pre-board we're just having the second book, second part.
Part 2 of NCRT complete.
I'll send you the chapters. Wait 1 second.
Second book, na Aisha? उसमें तो modern physics, EM. Okay, I'll share the notes at least with you. Zainab, one doubt class was put. You didn't attend that. You asked for a doubt class. You didn't come on that day. I think last Thursday, no? Exam is on dual nature. Yes, I'll take it. Dual nature will not take much time. I'll share the notes with all of you. Now I'll just share the notes of modern physics with you so that whoever is getting it, I'll share. Okay, okay, no problems है ना. Exam 23rd को है ना, तो भी तो है time, 3 weeks है. रे ऑप्टिक्स हो जाएगा जैनब. Ray optics, wave optics will be done. Dual nature, I'll take your extra class. Okay. Meanwhile, you all can copy. EMI also. Aisha, AC, EMI, ray optics. 3
Yes.
chapters. है ना? Okay, then these are small chapters. Wave optics, see, it's big. Atoms, nuclei, semiconductors are very, very small. I shall share the notes with you. Okay, for both of these. Okay, after 16th, you'll not be able to attend. Okay, then this Friday or the next Friday, 14th. First, let me share the notes. You go through the notes, Zainab. If needed, then let me know. Because dual nature is not a difficult chapter. You have already studied structure of atoms in chemistry class 11. So it's very much related to that. Let me share the notes. Then you tell me. Otherwise, next week is there. Before 16th, we'll take your class. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Can you scroll up?
Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, class. So coming to optical instruments, see what all optical instruments are there. Optical instruments basically those are devices that use all the things that we have studied: mirrors, refracting surfaces, lens. In fact, prisms. Two prisms we haven't discussed. After this, the next topic is prism only, the last topic of this. So optical instruments, see many things we are not able to see directly because of our vision limitation. Okay, so like if you have anything microscopic, very small at the atomic level, especially in bio, we do this. So what is done? Microscopes are used. What do microscopes do? The tiniest object is at least little bit visible to us, or vice versa. If you have a very big object, let's say Jupiter, and I want to see Jupiter, what will I do? I'll use telescope. It will create its diminished image, or highly enlarged object can be seen, right? So this is these optical instruments are basically the devices. It's written also. Optical instruments are the devices which make use of mirrors, lens, and prisms, and are primarily used to extend the range of vision of human eye. Here in optical instruments, basically we have two kinds of instruments that we'll be discussing. One will be the microscopes, other one will be the telescopes. In microscopes, we'll be doing two kinds of microscope, simple and compound. Who all have bio in this batch? Zainab has, Jobita has, Jesleen has. What about Marwa, Aisha, Muniba?
Common bio.
Aisha has. Marwa,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have bio or maths?
Bio.
Bio. And what about you, Muniba?
Bio.
Bio. So all of you are familiar with bio. So see, in class 11th human physiology chapter, at least nervous system, you must have studied the human eye. So that will be repeated here exactly. Means see, nobody is going to ask you. Actually, earlier the human eye topic was there in physics also, with a little bit description of the human eye portion and the diseases that are associated with it. See, disorders of human eye means the deformities with the lens, the hypermetropia, myopia, and all. So those things were not there, I think, in your bio too. But at least basic structure you all are aware of, as all of you have bio with you, so you'll be easily able to read it. And in fact, you must be knowing more. So basically, just as basic structure of human eye, you already know. You have an outermost layer, which is known as the cornea, and you know that this is not just one single layer. Cornea is there. You have scleroid, choroid membranes. Other membranes are also present, right? You have iris present, which has the color part, which determines the human eye color, and the space that is left is the pupil. Now, why is it important for us? Like, why are we studying it? Simple description on 10th, in 10th class. In class 11th, you didn't have this. Okay. Okay, must be then deleted. Okay, then it's okay. I am just telling you. And then you have in class 10th also you must have studied, right? As Zareb is saying. So then suspensory ligaments are there, ciliary bodies, many things. Ciliary bodies are basically muscles. We have lots of things. So we are not going into that details. I'm just discussing the part that is required in physics. Rest of it you will be doing in bio. In class 12, you don't have all these. So human eye lens is a convex lens. That is the main point. Okay. Human eye lens is a convex lens. So remember and associate everything that we have studied with a convex lens here. And pupil allows basically the light rays to enter. Here light rays enter, it gets refracted, and the screen where the image is formed, this is known as the retina. And actually an inverted, what kind? Because it's a convex lens. So of course the kind of image that will be formed will be real and inverted. Now, if everything is visible to us as real and inverted, okay, no problem with real, but inverted, and how will we be able to function? So I hope you know, if you remember, blind spot is there, fovea is a pit in the eye, lots of things are there. Aqueous chamber with aqueous humor, vitreous chamber with vitreous humor and all. those are not required in physics. What is required in physics is the light ray enters the lens refracts it, and a real and inverted image is formed. Further, if you want to know about this, basically the optic nerve is present that takes up this through the motor cortex. Sensory associated areas are there in your brain which perceive the image formed as inverted as erect. Okay, the inverted image is formed as an erect image. That's why we are able to see everything erect. So that's why whenever the brain is not functioning properly, vision is also affected, even if the eye is perfect. So then the specs, the students who are wearing spectacles, they must be knowing it. Those who aren't, even they also know correction of the eye lens, like far vision isn't visible, near vision isn't visible. I think all of us have the far one because usually the near one comes with age, but near ones are also there. Usually it is the opposite. So that portion is related, just a basic part of it for your Viva and all if can be asked. From here it is important. What's the near point of the human eye? Near point means, see, you try to bring an object closer. Okay, if the object is here, I'll try to bring it closer, or closer. Let's say a point comes here. And when I'm seeing this object, I'm able to see it clearly. Otherwise, two images are formed sometime if you bring it very close or bring it very far away. That's what happens because two eyes are there. So two visual fields are present. So two images are formed. It's actually both the eyes when they work together, it gives you both the images overlap and give you a single image. So otherwise, that's why we see double images if you bring it very close or very far. So the point where the image is very clear to us, that is known as the near point of human eye, which is very important for you in the numericals. This is known as least distance of distinct vision. Okay, least distance of distinct vision means least distance means minimum distance. Distinct vision means clear distance. So minimum distance where you are able to see the object clearly is least distance of distinct vision. This term will be used and a capital D will be used to represent it, and the value is 25 centimeters. This much should be remembered by you. Then you have the far point of the eye. Far point of the eye means where you are able to see. We are able to see the sun also. We are able to see anything that is located closer to us too. So it means where can the human eye actually see? If you're able to see the sun, which is so much far away, okay, size is different. Size of the sun doesn't appear as it actually is. That's a different thing. Because that is because of the image formation on our retina. Diminished images formed and all. That's a different phenomenon. Or if you're traveling, you're able to see the mountains, the sky, the trees, anything that is present. Human eye, we are not talking about the visibility clearance in the sense blurred image or very sharp image. We are not focusing on that. We are focusing on whether the image is possible or not. That is infinity. The human eye has the capacity which is infinity. That is the farthest point. So these are the 2 points in which we will be discussing: the simple microscope, compound microscope, and the telescopes. Till here, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Write down this introductory part, then I'll start with simple microscopes. Okay, class. So coming to the simple microscope. See, simple microscope basically has one lens. Okay, simple microscope you can understand magnifying glass, that level. Okay, that much magnification. So look, what we have to derive or what we have to calculate is magnification. Magnification is basically angular magnification, not the magnification that we have studied. That was the linear magnification. Okay, am I audible to all? Listening?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, magnification is basically the ratio of two things, two angles. First angle is, see, when the final image is formed, the angle that it is subtending on human eye with the lens, of course, because final image is formed with the lens. Second means ratio to the object directly on the human eye. See, understand this first. This is the object. Height is h. Least distance of distinct vision will be there. Then only the object is visible like this. If I put the object like this, okay, the object is like this. Human eye is, this is 25 centimeter. So the angle that is being subtended by the object on the human eye, this is alpha. Without the lens, don't consider my specs. The lens are referred to the magnifying glass. Okay, that is alpha. Alpha is clear to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now see, understand this diagram. It's very easy. The questions, the best part is that directly formula based questions come and you don't even have to apply the sign convention. Derivations are there, but derivations you can manage, it's fine. See, this is the object AB. Okay. Object which is present is AB over here. This is the object. This is the first ray coming, passes through the focus. Parallel ray passes through the focus. Second ray passes through the optical center, it retraces itself. Now, when you produce them, here the image will be formed. That's why this is somewhat enlarged. Means not very, very enlarged, but this is enlarged. We'll call this as enlarged image. Okay. We are going to just consider a point. Now, see, the angle subtended here at the optical center here. At this optical center, this angle is beta. This is considered as beta. This is the same alpha. A double dash B dash. Why C? AB is the object distance, right? If I just take the same line exactly at this level, same line, so A double dash B dash will be equal to AB. Like I can A double dash B dash is equal to AB. This can be said, and it is true. I can say A double dash B dash is equal to AB. So AB is subtending angle alpha, which I have drawn separately too. A double dash B dash is also subtending angle alpha over here. See, this alpha is common for this also, and beta is common for AB also and A dash B dash. That's what we'll be applying. Figure is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, AB, this is our object. So this becomes the object distance. Don't write this X. Okay. And capital D is where the image is from. This is your image. Final least distance of distinct vision is this capital D that you know is 25 centimeters. Now, what is angular magnification? It's the ratio of beta by alpha. Beta means, I'll show you definition. It's a ratio of angles subtended by image and object on the eye when both are at the least distance of distinct vision. This at the least distance of distinct vision, this at the least distance of distinct vision. That's why I've taken them separately. Now see, for small angle approximations, remember, you can say tan theta is almost equal to theta. So theta can be written as tan theta. You reverse it. Beta can be written as tan beta. Alpha can be written as tan alpha. Now what is tan beta? Let's look at this triangle. ABO. Tan beta will be AB divided by, what's this? Object distance, U. What is tan alpha? Tan alpha will be this. Right? Or you directly write alpha from here. No need to use this figure, use this. Tan alpha will be AB by capital D. A dash B dash by V. Yes, that is capital D. And not A dash B dash. A dash B dash is subtending beta only. Look. Not A dash B dash, AB. A dash B dash is subtending beta. Okay, this is alpha. So take the ratio. You will get magnification as d by u. Look, magnification will be this AB by u into d by AB cancelled. So magnification is d by u. Now see this, I'll write it a little in a better manner. Now see, magnification is equal to d by u. We need focal length in our formula. So what we'll do, image distance will be minus d, because this time the image is formed in front of the lens. So image distance will also be minus d, right? Object distance, what is our object distance? That is u, which is already minus u. Let's see what the focal length is in terms of this. So if you apply the focal length, I'm writing it here, 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. 1 by f is equal to, 1 by u. I'm writing the value of 1 by u. Why? See, from here, can I write this as 1 by u into capital D? So I'm calculating the value of 1 by u. So 1 by u will be equal to 1 by f, 1 by v minus 1 by f. This is equal to 1 by minus d minus 1 by f, right? And object distance is also minus 1. So minus 1 by u is equal to minus 1 by d minus 1 by f. Correct. So if I take this further, this will be minus f t. If I take minus sign common, minus sign will be taken out from here. So 1 by u is equal to 1 by d plus 1 by f, correct? Let's put the value here. What is 1 by u? We can write this into d. So d multiplied to 1 by d plus 1 by f. Multiply d inside, open up the bracket, don't take the LCM. So magnification will be d by d will be 1 plus d by f. This is the formula of magnification, no sign convention. Got the derivation? Understood it?
Yes.
Okay. Write this also. A description of the image in the sense. See, this is a lens. This part is the lens, convex lens. Now see, this is the object. Light ray parallel passes through the focus. Light ray through the optical center retraces itself. You produce it to see where it is intersecting. This is your image formed, enlarged image. This point is just chosen, a point is just chosen parallel to the object so that we can figure this triangle. That's it. No need of this. You can avoid this A dash also. Cut it, don't write it. Just simply draw image object because you can draw it from. And human eye, see now the light rays will enter human eye, so we are able to see the image enlarged. This is the object distance. This is 25 centimeter image distance. This angle is beta subtended by image on the eye look. And this is object subtending, which is alpha, which I have drawn separately because both are at the least distance of distinction. At least is it better now, or should I repeat anything?
No.
Okay. I scroll. Can you scroll up? Can you scroll it down?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, if done, you can leave. We'll continue the rest in the next class, okay? All right, thank you then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.